Couple
Love your
settlers.
streams, Mark.
Couple of settlers coming to get a little more value anyway out of Ancestral Hall. Probably go north. This is actually really... I love this. I love this. This is fantastic. Kree's got so many problems right now. Yeah. Thank you very much, Millimeister. Appreciate it. 5 months with the Prime. I'm glad you love the streams. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Your support means the world. Hope you're enjoying the game. Builder to chop the walls. They bought them a builder. They bought him a builder to buy to chop the walls so he doesn't lose his capital here. Which would most certainly be the case if he doesn't get it done. By the way, how's this push going? This is okay. They'll be able to swap this unit out. They need another... Okay, this courser here could run over here to just strengthen this city up. So this guy could step back and get 2 more full strength again. This is set up well. Okay, they did get the Great General. Is that the Medieval Renaissance? Yeah. So they must have bought it. Oh, they were actually... They had a bunch of faith. They had accumulated a fair amount of faith. So I think maybe they might have bought it with faith, and that's why they didn't have to run a project. England, Grandmaster... Or sorry, England. Ethiopia, Grandmaster's Chapel. A couple more settlers come in. So they're looking to get a little wider. They have some other potential settles to come, so it's going to be good. Really good city here, actually. They could come and get settled. And then some good land up here. A little bit of non-fresh, but that's all right. It's all about who gets their sim on right now. It's all about timing, right? Who gets the best timing on their pushes to get actual kills. Golden Age is in. And France missed it. England actually made theirs, which is fantastic. For them, in order to keep their science going, in order to keep pushing through to better units, if you will. I am a little bit disappointed, if you will, in France on free sim. Not complete free sim, but I mean, they've been mostly, other than having to build a few cursors, they've been pretty much okay. A little bit... they just didn't go for any wonders. Like they could have just built a wonder or something and got there. Would I ever play any FPSs on stream? I actually used to play a lot of FPS. Well, not a lot. Where'd this... Okay, so this cursor's got to come over here now. 1, 2... He can actually get to that tile now. He can actually get to there. I got to concentrate real quick here. Nobody has a lot of gold. I say A gold. Amy. Keep it simple. Yep. So A gold, A spectator, both me. He'll do B, the opposite. Just for you wondering, the reason why there's people who have a lot of faith out there, even some Grandmaster's Chapels coming. So making it, we don't want to create a vote that will influence the game, and faith and production are the ones that can influence the game the most. Making it cheaper to buy gold, like there's very, very, very little chance that anybody's actually going to choose to buff or make it worse on gold, because nobody's got any huge... It's not like Molly's in the game, right? So there's not really any major gold to have an impact on the game that way. Yes, thank you, Gamer Clint. I played a fair amount of PUBG back in the day. Used to, I mean, I was pretty good. Had some good friends that were quite good at the game as well, and we brought home plenty of chicken dinners. Played a little bit, I have to admit, of the old what do you call it? Fortnite. Used to win a lot because it's so easy to win that game, but I just couldn't stand playing it that much. Other stuff I've played, like Left 4 Dead. Thank you for the hosting coming from Mangler. I don't know, Mangler streamed. Yeah, I used to like playing PUBG a lot. I kind of wish I still did, but hard to find time for everything, you know? Yeah, he got this unit onto this hill. Continues to survive here. He should have had this guy standing on... Yeah, I was going to say stand here for the support bonus. Yeah, swinging around. Bit of a counterattack to get these guys out of here, maybe. Imagine if Norm killed someone in an FPS, he would apologize. Well, sorry, eh? Sorry to kill you, man. That's my bad. Men-at-Arms. Good tempo, obviously. Really good stats coming from Greece. Persia's going to have to keep their sim up big time. They went back to free ink, which is going to slow their tempo a lot on culture. I would have probably preferred them to stick to campuses for their science and gone to pen brush. I actually liked the early call on free ink. I didn't mind it, but pen brush I think was the call here to get their timing up, because they're going to get killed in the race to nationalism against Gorgo at this point. I mean, they will probably get boosted to it by Menelik, but they'll still probably lose that race by quite a bit. Other than that, yeah, it's pretty much all the same. Honestly, I feel like Japan could be doing more here. Japan should be doing more here. I mean, at this point, building a barracks, they have a general. I mean, are they going to try and kill Fez and push into Ethiopia? Yeah, I feel like they just didn't think big enough. I think honestly, if they happen to be watching this back, I think Japan just didn't think big enough. They could have thought 18, 20 cities. Even just 16. Get to 16, you know? Like, boom, 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 boom. All over through here. God tier land. All over here. Just keep spraying cities with monumentality. They just could have thought much, much bigger. It's the Canadian way, yeah. So they stepped on here to pillage. Problem is that they can't really hold the tile very well because they're in a vulnerable position to keep getting hit. The Immortals do not hold up to the Men-at-Arms. Be curious to see stirrups. They do have the ability to go to Men-at-Arms themselves. They just need the money. The problem is I don't think they want to spend the money at the moment. They need to go get printing into ballistics push. The problem is too is they spent a lot of time. They spent a lot of time going to cartography, so they're kind of behind on this. So in that sense, I suppose they kind of needed the science from free ink, but that you got to give something up, right? This city is actually trying to slip away. They're gonna need a what do you call it? A governor, perhaps. Although it's, what is it? Yeah, it might actually be fine. Working a 4-2 tile. Buy the 2-2, get to pop 3. That city actually probably holds, especially once this gets to pop 3. They got a high pop city helping here. Still can't believe Cree still hasn't settled this. This is min distance. Look at this. This land right here is min distance from their capital. Like, this is an absolute pog city. Settle the coast. Defend it. Almost all hills. Like, actually broken city, and it's not settled. Another settle coming in here, so that'll get him to 7 cities. So not sitting back, kind of doing a longer term sim, which is a smart idea, I think, from Byzantium. They obviously have Ancestral Hall, so they'll get free builders out of it. Another settler here. They're really just spreading their wings and just going to keep pushing and settling around. No need to push really hard. Just out-sim them and kill them when you need to, and then you're relevant for other fights. I like the play here. There seem to be a lot of missed opportunities from a lot of civs. Easy for us to say no. Yeah, it is. It's easy to say when you're under pressure. You don't have the timer ticking in your ear, and you can see the whole thing. You don't have fog of war, and it all just seems obvious. But yeah, this is, I mean, right out of the gate, this got scouted pretty early. Like, you got to be thinking, wow, let's settle that, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of disagreed as well with the settle choice. They started here and moved to here. I think it's a much better city. It's only a 2-2 base, but it would have been a faster Pantheon. I didn't mind the festivals because it's a lot of culture tempo early. They missed out on getting this banana built for more culture as well, which they're about to do now. But I mean, all these amazing tiles, and they're pop 4. They're pop 4. If they settled here, they would have had a force. They would have had housing for one thing. This city, doesn't have housing. This city's doesn't have fresh water. This would have been fresh water. They would have a couple of look at these tiles that they could be working in this city. That's 12 food just from these 2 tiles alone, or three tiles alone. They'd be working in this city, plus multiple 2 food tiles, and then you grow into all these hills. Right now, all these tiles are unimproved, but there's no point in improving them anyway because they don't have the pop to use them. Cree, with this many amazing tiles in the capital, to be sitting on 4 pop is a bit of a throw. I would have liked to settle here, get yourself to pop 7, get to pop 10, get more districts down. You wouldn't have had to defend the coast right now, obviously, and you'd be working all of these hills with the population. It just, yeah. And then at that point, this city just settles a couple further down, and still has, like, you could have settled here into, like, you know, anywhere down in here, and then you would have settled like this. Amazing. You could have settled this. Like, you gave away all of this land, right? I mean, they started here. It was a 2-2 base, tobacco with a faith, right? I mean, the 2-3 base, don't get me wrong, it's fine, but you moved away from the food tiles and you don't have housing. How are you ever going to get a high pop city when you move away from housing and settle with no food versus settling a 2-2 base and having food and fresh water? Like, it should be a pretty easy call as a team to make that decision. I think that was definitely the preferred. No, they didn't settle in place. They were here, and they had the choice. It was a 2-1 base. They were going to move. They could have moved in either direction, and the play was to move here. Civ is a game about maximizing opportunity cost. Easy to hindsight it, but under pressure, everyone is doing great. Oh, I think like all the teams are doing like, everyone's playing well. That nobody's throwing it or anything like that. It's just, I like the pikeman play. The pikeman, you know that the tagmas are coming. Gonna get a forward settle coming in here. The pikeman, get him onto the Giant's Causeway and set them up. We've got all the upgrades in here for the men-at-arms. They have a general. It's going to be a really, really easily defendable land, I think. This might be C at tanks and RDs, to be honest with you, especially since they continued to keep their science up with the, I mean, not up, but still pretty good because they have the free ink. Is working well for them. Commercial hub's going down. Eight cities, another settler coming. The Immortal push into Fez. Battering ram will get the job done. But the Ormos are on the way. Settler up here. Settler here. Yeah, the Ormos, they're going to, more than anything, they're going to want to just defend at this point. Just defend some chokes from the Ormos so your game doesn't get ruined. And yeah, again, like, this is just, oh, God. I would have liked to have seen them on a dozen cities by now. This all just basically, we hadn't been back here in a while, but this all kind of came to a stalemate. Courser rush, events, coursers, defend. You know, it was just nothing really. Got a couple pillages out of it. Nothing lost, nothing gained. Just the kind of whatever. By the way, we called it, or I called it. Did you call it? I called it. Reina. International trade routes. Actually, looks like one's already started. It looks like there's more coming here. International trade routes through the water and through these cities. We'll actually give them a road setup as well to help move people around. Really good setup. I like it a lot. Oh, well, actually, there's something we hadn't seen yet, though, either. Pressure. We have a levy from Anshan. We haven't checked out city-states much, either. Let's get into that. I'm not doing a very good job casting, guys. Come on. Keep me alive here. A bit of a push here from an Anshan levy. And then followed up by knights and some crossbows. Putting some pressure on. Killed the campus. The coursers are in here to block it up with a general and some crossbows. Should be able to manage it pretty well. A lot of pressure here on France, though, to keep them from being able to sim up to their UU. The walls in here are keeping them alive. Obviously... Victor in here, and turns out to be a nice little idea. And this city's starting to get up a little bit. The +3 campus is going. Another builder. Not sure why. Not sure why they're getting another builder here. There's not a whole lot to do in this city. They need to push this away before they can do anything anyway. Heavy on the cursors. Who's got the science technology here? 61 science to 70. So science is pretty close. No one's going to have a tech advantage. It's going to be a way, 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 way earlier to Gorgo's nationalism. So Gorgo's set up in a good position. Could see them getting, like, I don't know if I like the museum play, to be honest with you. It's fine. It's faster fascism ideas for sure, but I would like to see their science go up a little bit, so you're not doing like an industrial fascism push, right? Like, start getting yourself pushed towards tanks here. Nice job holding this campus, by the way. Not much they can do about that. There's not a whole lot of money on the Sphinx team for upgrades, so you're kind of just left doing whatever. This trebuchet is going to come out, and this caravel is going to have to take a run for it. Cree, let's see what Cree is teching. Metal casting. Okay, so they're making their industrial push. Not even blinking at the idea of defending on the water. They'll just do it with some they're just going to try and defend with trebuchets or whatever, right? With siege units, that's all they can do. A levy up here. Maybe put a little bit of pressure on Kree from the north. Interesting. Let's check out this, where this push is coming. This is held nicely. Courser holds it easily. This sword's making a slow move around here, but he can see it, so it's not going to get there by surprise. This holds quite well, honestly. Yeah, this is going to hold quite well. Some pillages have gotten off, though. One shot the warrior with the crossbow, but now the horse is free. He's going to get a goody hut over here. And potential harassment in the backside. Got to take care of this builder. 4-charge builder. I really don't understand why they're getting another builder out in this city. And another one here as well. I mean, third ring hills, I guess, but... yeah. And then there was the Ormos over here. So this has been pushed off. The Ormos pushed them off of this. Now these guys are just scared about getting pillaged. So they're just going to back off and hold the choke. This will be a standoff here. Ormos into Samurais. That'll just be a standoff and hope they don't get around. If anything, they might want to make sure that they get some more units covering this choke here and any of this stuff. Ormos will wreck your day. Watch it be a 2 free tech cut. Yeah, I know, right? Focus, damn it. I hear promos. Where are the promos? Setting up for the push here is going to be really exciting. Actually, Settler coming finally. Be curious to see where he decides to go with that. There's good potential setups over here, but again, it's another front to cover. This Kree is just hanging out in case to cover probably an escape Settler, potentially. There's not really anywhere for him to go with an escape Settler. If you could ever get across the top, if you could ever get a Settler here and just roam through the top here, he could settle up somewhere north of this and be safe for quite a while, probably. Yeah. Be curious to see what he does. It's so late now to get another settle. Yeah. I heard a bunch of promotions, but I don't know where it was coming from. Yeah, he's coming over here to protect against this flank. Just gotta hold your positions. You've got it covered. This is perfectly fine. That's Abu. So that'll help with the healing. Crossbows coming. A lot more units coming, so good for them that they're continuing to bring the coursers. They're actually about 9 turns from their UU, give or take. Even if it doesn't get boosted. But and actually in this direction they actually do have the advantage of the they'll be able to hold this with their UU easily for a long time. So yeah, I mean not even a half dozen, 4 or 5 Guard Imperials right here on this line, and say goodnight. And then you just have to focus on this side. These coursers have fallen back to create a more traditional lineup here. Alhambra, very good play for Gorgo, obviously, giving them another opportunity to get another military policy card in play. Can't imagine anyone set up for a denial there. Crossbows, they shut down the museum play and they've gone to crossbows here. I mean, 64 science, I really would have liked to have seen the play here. Settle this city, build Adamanaki, and get a ton of free science out of it. They could have gotten a bunch of science on these tiles here, obviously, and then in the city, it could have been a really good investment to keep their science up without having to build a lot of campuses. This is going to be a little +2 campus setup. Library, university, get you going a little bit more, but yeah, even a I mean, you get into a lot of cities at that point, but a non-fresh, they got some good campus potential in here that they kind of ignored. $102 science now with the free ink from Cyrus. Printing in 1. Ballistics in 7 on Kree, who was able to go straight bottom tree. A little bit of a harassment will come here. He'll need to get a unit or 2. A knight could come and block a choke, but it could potentially get some pillages off if he does anything about it. Turn 70. Library. Need to pivot into universities. He's doing kind of a medieval push here. But he's going to want to set up some sort of a later game push with his science. He's going to need to get universities going. And some more potentially... Well, he's got a couple of encampments. A couple more encampments, maybe. I feel like the 8th city setup is actually not too bad on Basil. It's not too bad. Getting some decent sim going now after a slow start. Just kind of biding their time, really. Pikemen are up front. There's no way these... they just... look at this. Even a Tagma. Look at this. With the support bonuses and everything. The pikeman just cleans its clock. This is not even close. Settlers going north. Okay, this Kree Scout kind of took off to explore, so this settler can go wherever he wants. This is beautiful land here, obviously. He's not going this way, so an escape settler's not really in his plans. Settler coming in here, so forward setup looks like. Basile. I know, I say Basil. I always say Basil. I actually knew a guy named Basil. Basile. Basile from Byzantium. Settler coming in here, setting up trade routes already there. Trade routes coming through here. Theater squares, pyramids play. 10 turns on golden. Everybody's still sitting in the dark. Ethiopia, not a lot of acceleration, honestly. 66 science, 87 at turn 70 is really kind of slow. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 cities. City-states. City-states. So looks like there's 3 science, obviously. Pompey and Sunbro are holding 2 of them, Hatusa and Fez. So that means a science advantage for anybody with campuses on the Sphinx side versus only 1 in Anshan on the BTS side. There is just the 1 commercial, that's Cahokia. Mohenjo-Daro still in somebody's pocket over here. Nobody bothered to grab them yet. Rapa Nui for free so far. Who's got them? Is that probably... Oh no, not even from Gorgo. Gorgo is actually the one holding Anshan, which is an interesting choice. I would imagine they'll make a play on one of the cultures eventually. Valletta is a nice little hold for Porakatu. That'll actually allow them, if they want to use some of their faith, to buy monuments or something like that. Or actually, they can even be buying, if they wanted to. What's their current 99 faith a turn? They could be potentially even buying some of their military buildings if they wanted to. Really works well. Basil of Baker Street. So the encounter here, actually, it's kind of squeezing through. He's got more units squeezed through. The problem is I don't think he can ever really break this. Yeah, like he's 1 turn at a time. This isn't going to break. Crossbows are coming. He's got replenishment units, crossbows and defense. France is 5 turn. Is he 5 turns gunpowder? Oh, okay, because he's gone down here. Okay. So he's not making a really big push for his UU at the moment. He might be... I don't know. The push is coming in up here again. Walls are in 6. This feels like it's... he's gone cores. There you go. So this is the Cursor core push. But again, I don't really think the cores are making enough difference. Like, it's not enough to push through here. You don't have the tech advantage. I mean, France... I don't think there's a push here that works at the moment. And as long as they get their UU up, like I was saying earlier, they get... Yeah, like you see here, like this just loses, right? Even if he swaps in and hits again, like he can always use the crossbows here to shoot across. He's got another courser here he can step in after he gets hits 1 or 2 more times, you know, like he's set up okay. He's got lots of units. He's got his science is good enough that he's keeping up. He's going to lose the race to cores by a mile. But I'm actually fine with where he's at because even like half dozen at the most of his UU, and this never gets budged for like, 30 or 40 more turns at least. So you just hold up here, and then all these units here could turn around and help push or defend here. I mean, I got push probably into Gorgo at this point with the way that their stats are holding up. But building a men-at-arms here, they've managed to... Ooh, muskets. Gunpowder coming in 3. Bombard still holding tight with this fleet. I can't believe he's not doing damage there. He got the knight up here and a couple archers, so this is actually fine. Where did this guy go here with this? So actually, he's going to sell this, maybe. I don't know. Really good job, I have to say. I mean, obviously losing that first city was tough, and I would have liked to have seen him get to 5 cities um, after that. But he just shelled up, and now with the double free ink, his science has been good enough. He's actually I'm just trying to think about his options here. Hmm. He's going military engineering, so he can go into muskets that'll hold even better than the men at arms, obviously. As long as he has printing, the pikemen hold against the horses. The muskets could hold even like a cuirassier push with crossbows behind them. Like yeah, like this is just. I don't think he realized how little that was going to work. Trying to bait him. Like, don't even think about moving. He's shuffling these guys down here to get the Spear of Fion, probably. Now he's putting units in the water to get it now. It's funny, he actually backed off here a little bit. Maybe that's so that the crossbows could have more shots. I don't really know. Pikemen coming here will shut things down, obviously, as well. I don't think I would have stepped back. He's sending this pikeman actually north, interestingly enough. Walls here. Siege tower incoming. 6 turns on his UU, which will help here. Oh, nicely done getting out of there. His problem now is, though, he's retreated so much that he's going to let the trebuchet get into position to start hitting the city. I'm curious about the promos he's got on Victor, to be honest with you. Curious enough. Where is he? Oh, he just got the first one. See, if he could ever get, like, Garrison Commander in particular would be really nice. And then obviously Embrasure, if you could get that as well, but I'm not sure if he'll spend it on that or not. Do they have gold for upgrades? Persia making pretty good money. Persia's actually making more money than the other team combined right now. So that's a good sign for Sphinx. And overall they have a lot of money comparatively, actually. They're in a better position financially for sure. BTS at this point has made a big army, but hasn't really done a lot with it. Oh, I didn't see the mausoleum get built. Oh, by the way, 7 turns. Still everybody's sitting in like a dark situation. 7 turns to go. Diplomacy so far has gone big time in the direction of Sphinx. And they currently lose the vote for the next Congress. Faith purchasing of units is 100% more, actually. So that actually was the key vote. I forgot to check. And then metal exporters not growing, so that's a big shaft there. Not sure what he's doing with the settler, to be honest. Because, like, north of this is Japan. Like, he's got a lot longer ways to go this way than if he just went, like, basically just spanned this. If he just came here and spanned this, it'd be an escape settler. Really like the way the land is all developed, too, by the way. What's the production in the city? 35, that's a pretty good number. Yeah, he's got some well-developed core cities. He's done a good job setting up these cities out here. This city is basically, like I said, it gets us 3 pop. Get this city to 3 or 4 pop. It would hold on okay, as long as Kree doesn't make a normal. If Kree makes a normal and they make it dark, that would be the problem. Both of them are a long ways away with 6 turns to go, so they're probably fine. Military engineer, knight, campus, long ways away. Building a lot of units. Has not pivoted to universities yet. At turn 75, I find a little bit disappointing. He has a lot of campuses he could be getting universities in to get some, you know, because, I mean, honestly, turn 74 with his spawn, and he doesn't have 100-100. I mean, he's kind of aroused himself more than he should have. I mean, he's still fine, but, like, he could have had a big game. Like, with that spawn, he could have just, with those cities he could have built, he could have been at 200 science and 130 or 140 culture right now at turn 75, and been pivoting to a tank artillery push in the next 10 turns. Instead, he did a bit of a Papega push early on England, and now he's doing a medieval push on France that I don't think is going to go anywhere. I mean, this is getting a little bit of traction. Oh, wow. A little bit of traction. It got there. It actually got there. The siege tower ignored the walls. Gorgo, very strong. Gorgo, this is the big concern, right? He needs to get to his UU to push this back so that he can bring all these units to cover in this direction. France definitely in the most trouble right now. Definitely in the most trouble. This push is running into muskets, so this will kind of stall out. This is more just a position and bully position, that kind of situation. This situation hasn't changed. It's been a sword and an archer versus 2 hoplites for about 40 years. Or 40 turns, I should say. Yeah, so actually, so if you look here, this is Paris. He spawned right here. And he stepped to here to settle. And so this to the left will be his home continent for his guard. But over here, he's going to need a little bit more effort. If he'd have done the opposite, right? If he'd done the opposite and stayed there, now wouldn't have been I mean, he could have settled the sheep for a 2-2 base as well. That could have been an option as also. But he stepped to here, which, without knowing where other civilizations are, is a perfectly fine idea. To step to this tile, I probably would have done the same. But as it turned out, with the continent split the way it was, that the left is easily defensed once he gets to the UU. But the guard don't do him nearly as well over here. And of course, he just lost his city and the trade routes that were running through it. Just couldn't hold the city. Just couldn't hold it. Getting some pre-builds, by the way. Good amount of gold as well. Gunpowder in 1. He's going to get boosted next turn by Persia. Gunpowder in 1, and I'm curious about how long on his UU. But he is getting pre-builds. He's slowed down, obviously, enough so that the pre-build warriors can come over here. And this will just fail miserably. Like, it's just, he'll just get crushed as soon as the Guard Imperial show up. He'll just get rejected hard. Another settler. Like, this is just such a hard push. And he has to know that his guard's coming. Like, this is enough science when getting boosted that, like, turn 80 easily gets you to your military science. He's 3 turns. You're getting another pre-build here. He's already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sitting down here. Yeah, like 6 or 8 pre-builds. Get them all done up. Flip them in. Ding, ding, ding. Good thing for Kree is that the continent changes again here. If this continued to be the white, then he would actually be in trouble. Unfortunately for France, they just got in a really tough position where their home continent was not shared really with anybody, other than like if they marched forever to come over here. But like this would just be like the worst push ever if you could even want to walk that far with 2 movement units. So the guard will come there. This push continues. The walls, yikes. The walls are not so great. +5 for military policy slotted. He needs a lot of ranged units right now, honestly. The walls aren't really going to make much of a difference for him. He is in some trouble. Statue of Zeus. Very interesting. Stand still there. Some frigate pre-builds coming. 138 science in 4 turns. That will essentially disappear. How's England doing on spies, by the way? I don't think I see any. I do see a spy here. I don't see a Kree spy, but yeah, that's going to give them +5. Still gets destroyed, but they do have +5. I think. Yeah, +3 intel, yeah. This settler, very interesting. This is also very interesting. I've come to partake in Normulator as pure genius. Well, I'm glad you've come to partake in the Normulator. I don't know if I would go so far as to call it pure genius, but thank you for being here. Whoops. Impure. The impurity of his genius was truly intense. So here's the issue with the yields, right? For the gold is, I mean, it's a little bit intense here, but Persia is still making really good gold, and everybody else is really flat over here. And what's happened is, like BTS, this is kind of a mistake here. They have built, they're paying a ridiculous amount of maintenance on all of these units just to stand here. So like you have to decide, right? Are you pushing or are you simming? Because building a shit ton of units to just stand there and not attack is just costing you money that you could be using to sim and get districts and buy builders to accelerate and chop out stuff and mine stuff and things like that. And instead, you're just slowly plogging along, making almost no gold. And again, like, gonna get another hippodrome going. That's another tagma. Arena. There's another tag. Like, you're just spending an absolute fortune just to have units stand around and not attack. And really you can't attack, right? Like, he just has to recognize he can't attack and stop building units and start simming. It's really what he needs to do. Whoops. Stonehenge. Anybody making a play on Golden, by the way? 3 turns to go. Nobody making a play on Golden. Well, I mean, this is close. Stonehenge. They're making actually a play on Statue of Liberty. They're at 7. That could get them to 11. They already got Mojave. They do have pagodas, but they probably lose. Actually, it's getting pretty close. But yeah, right now they lose Congress by just a little bit. So they probably drop 2 points here off of the vote. If BTS is paying attention. At this point, BTS has to feel like their win condition is just to kill people, right? Gorgo kill. Kree figure out a way to kill, you know. That's got to be what they think is their condition. And what next turn? It's guard the clock. These guys are actually heading out. Again, more units that just got built and paid for, but really got you nothing. I'd imagine he's backing out for a promotion. Siege Tactics in 1. So he'll be going ballistics boosted. The problem is that he's going to be coming back with units that can't kill him. He's gonna upgrade these, spend even more money to come back with cuirassiers, and they're gonna come slamming into Guard Imperials, and they'll just get demolished, and then the fight will be over here. It's been a bit of a slow sim overall. Like, almost turn 80, and the only person with 100 science is on free ink. It's like standoffs everywhere. Who is going to get the upper hand, folks? Who is going to have the chops? Diplo quarter finally going down for France. That's going to be needed. If Sphinx is going to try to pull out the... the Diplo victory. Interesting that this scout kind of took off. At one point I thought he was hanging out here hoping to snipe a settler. If he had been kind of running around here, he could have actually sniped this settler. because I honestly don't know what he's doing here. He's got this scout coming back to take it this way. And I guess he's got lots of time, because he's going to be a while before he dies. Given that he kept his science up enough to... I mean, he's almost got siege tactics at this point. He's getting boosted through the tree. If you could ever just get this guy all the way across here and settle something up here, like... Surprised he went west when he could have gone east there, but anyway. Metal casting, siege tactics. Square rigging on... That's what we haven't looked at Japan. Again, Japan... Getting some more cities out. They went and settled over here. Chocolate Hills, Aqueduct. Going industrial zone. First. Great Lighthouse. These Ormos didn't really even make an effort to do much of anything. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you're building the Knight, I guess, would be a question. Are they going to try and kill Cahokia, maybe? Like, lots of really good land that just went unsettled. Like, look at all this land. It's so good. There's so many yields. Every time I come back over here, there's like 10 more units clogging up the tiles. What's really good here, too, is I'm not sure if they're holding on to a lot of it. It seems like every time I look, England's holding on to just enough money that if they needed to, they could upgrade to crossbows. But right now, they're just staying on archers to save money, which is, I think, is great. They even have musket tech now, but why bother upgrading to muskets and paying more money, right? Just hold on to the money, and if you need it, boom. I do notice that Persia's got a fair amount of money. Frigate pre-builds are coming. So I think they already got... I think they could potentially get a frigate or two. And they could potentially start to... I don't know, they had to wear down the bombards too. I haven't looked at Great People much. Free trader on the move. Maybe a project from somebody. 5.6. Somebody should be looking at that to project that. Greece is going to get it for free here in a second. Galileo gone. Did Newton go? Newton is not... No, Newton is not gone yet. The amenities guy is gone, and Galileo is gone. And now it's this guy. So, actually... Maybe nobody gets him. He should bring the pain, is what you're saying. Bring the... You know what I'm saying? Bring the pain. The actual pain. Another settler coming out here. Interesting choice for a settler. I'm not sure what he's thinking there. Maybe settle coastal? I don't know. Here's the cursor. Like, again, spending money. Right? Spending money. Still doesn't have 100 stats on either side. With all this land he had, turn 80 and hasn't got 100 stats with the absolute gaudiest of god spawns. Didn't really commit to one way or another. Didn't take any cities or kill anybody. Yeah, like, he thinks he's got something here. But if this guy's got his shit together... Did he finish the tech, right? Where's the gold? Okay, let me check what's going on here. Religious. Let's go religious. Let's go rocketry and me. A religious, A rocketry, A me. I don't think there's any reason to do anything else here. You don't want to take away the Cahokia Mounds. Yeah, I think this is the play. He's still voting B. A religious, A disrupt rocketry, A for me. Guard Imperial here. He's got the warriors. I'm assuming maybe he's waiting to get in. Maybe he doesn't have the card in, and he's got to wait some turns to get in the upgrade card. See, now here he's moved these warriors up here. I mean, I guess the Guard Imperial are still strong, but he won't get the continent bonus. I would have liked to make sure that he'd gotten 1, 2. I guess this one could be 3. I would have liked to have gotten at least 4 or 5 Guard Imperials here. Just line them up and say, go ahead and hit me if you want to. You know? Enlightenment in 3 means he's probably... With this culture, he's probably at least another 6 or 7. So he's probably 10 turns from cores. Whereas Kree is probably... almost there. He's actually working on. He's actually got it. He can actually core up. He's actually made a core there. Yeah, he's actually got it. Let's see what happened. Wow. So, interestingly enough, they tried to take away and they weren't able to. Wait a minute. Did I read that right? Neutralize governor and military. So they're up to 10. So they can be at 14. Line infantry coming. They can be at 14 when this gets built. They're building it in a city with very low production. So it's going to be a long, long grind. 8 tiles. I hope that they should just move this tile in here, right? Like any tile that's within range, just move it in to get this city's production up. Maybe save up some faith and buy a engineer. James is not going to get it done. Nope, indeed. Settler is popped. Newton went to, that's big. Newton went to Cyrus there at the end. So they did actually run a play to get that. And France took it into Newton. Which university being built there? How many universities actually have? This one's getting built. This one's done. This one's done. This one's done. So that's a fair amount of science. Fair amount of universities done, actually. It's going to make a big difference. Oh. Frigate Armada. So they got the Armada Admiral. the frigate armada is actually gonna just tear it up. Okay, so the guards got improved or got promoted. They're at a lot of negative gold here. It's actually kind of equal there now. But the guards step up and like get your like physically. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, you're physically gonna get your brakes beat directly off. So he just spent all this money to upgrade all of these cuirassers. He's literally just turning around like, to hell with this. He's literally just like, all right, we're heading to England. Let's get out of here. See you at like bombers. Because like, look at this, 71 to 97. Oh, it's not the guard. Sorry. Yeah, like just literally just stack 3 of them up right here with maybe some crossbows in behind that you can upgrade to field cannons, and you don't get through this for another 40 turns. And then this is actually backed off to probably go get upgrades as well. 73 science. I'd be curious to see if they've got top tree. They might be going into cavalry, might convert into cavalry to come back. But the good news for him is that all of these units he can send up. He can turn these into cavalry and just send all of these up here to defend. Because he has absolutely no need to, with the Guard Imperial here, he just puts them across here, and all of these units, everything can just go north to protect here and even a little bit here or whatever. Like he'll be okay. And even all the way to here, he's safe. So it's just these 2 cities. He just needs tons of units because he doesn't get that. And the guard's still fine up here, right? Like he's the guard. The guard still, look at this, 6689. Like even when he gets cavalry, the guard's still going to do perfectly fine. It just doesn't get the bonus, right? But still, like, you're gonna need tanks and arties to push through that now. And like I said earlier, 73 science on turn 82 for Gorgo. Tanks are a long ways away. And they chose to build things other than universities in a lot of cities, or campuses. Like, no campus, no campus, no campus, no campus, no campus, no campus. Like +1 campus here and a +2 campus there. Like, that's just... Hey, look, campuses. Imagine. He's just leveling this crossbow at the moment. Getting a military engineer going here. He's going to try and step in with some field cannons, maybe get some roads here, and like maybe get 3 field cannons to here really quick by getting some roads, and just going like 3 field cannons, bing, bing, bing. He can like take units down and disrupt them. That's kind of what you need to do, because even like the cuirassar gets his brakes beat, right, against the pikemen. Solidify with all these bonuses. Metal casting, military. So they went bottom. Wonder why they went bottom. They could have went for field cannons. Field cannons is the way to survive. These guys are slowly working their way across here. Finally, somebody has 100 in both science and culture, and the big winner is Ethiopia. England want to push back Byzantium with redcoats. I mean, there is a redcoat play. I just don't know if it's gonna a redcoat really. There is a push here, but like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's the play. Maybe that's what they're thinking. But I don't think redcoats is going to get the job done. If it was guard, absolutely. If this was France right now, I would absolutely be very nervous about the guard counterattack. But as it is, see, they don't even have the money. Excuse me. They don't have the money for the upgrades. So these could have been a bunch of field cannons and actually started deleting units. Instead, they just handed a promotion over. Loses even worse now. Foreign Ministry. Ambitious. 8-turn pikemen. Both spies there. I still don't see a spy. No, I don't see an English spy either side. Like, this should be a couple spies. Get a couple spies out. Don't let them have that +3 on you for free. Is he getting the +3? Yeah, he's giving the +3 for free. I mean, I hate to say it, but like 100% the freest of free sims on Japan, on Highlands, with tons of opportunity. I just... Not a lot of tempo created. So yeah, he's kind of pushing back with the guard, but unfortunately for them, the extra bonus stops. So it's basically a wash. But it frees them up, right? Just these 3 guards just hang out, do whatever, and then just these units just need to push up here and block off, and then maybe you can do a little bit more simming, get a campus up, get a market up, you know, like let's do a little bit more simming. He's got to see he's got bigger science than them, right? Like his science has stayed competitive, and he's still. I mean, nationalism 13 more turns. Like culture, when dude, like build some of your unique improvements. Just throw down some unique improvements and work them for culture. Like you are getting absolutely owned. Get a couple builders and get your UU out or your UI. I don't know. Henry, is this thing on? I mean, is it on? Is it on? My hope is that one of these two teams gets their shit together and figures out a way to win this game. Because I don't think I'm going to do another 8-hour game. I'm going to be honest with you. I will be like if this game is still sitting here at the 6-hour mark with Papega gameplay, I'm not doing another 8-hour game. I'm sorry. I got another game tomorrow. I got another game on Monday. You know, I ain't getting paid enough. Frigates have come in here. They laid into the bombards and almost killed them. They were able to unite in the city to make a core. But next turn, they start pounding away at the city center. But it's not really going to go far unless he can like put together the units to actually make landfall and start taking cities. He has had the better science. He's gotten his campuses up, his universities. He did get Newton, which has boosted him, and just enough culture to get nationalism. He can actually have an impact on this game. Maybe getting some like this is like okay, it's turn 86. What is the settlers for? Like, if I had all this space, I'd have settled all these cities 30 turns ago, 40 turns ago. Just freaking settlers until you run out of space, and then start simming. Now it's like, oh, I guess we could settle this stuff. Why not, like, a long time ago? Like, why not? I don't know. By the time those cities settle and build a district, the district's going to cost a fortune because you've got so many techs. Diplomacy, it's 10. So they were able to gain 2 victory points here for Menelik. So he's up to 10. He can get to 14 if this city ever builds Statue of Liberty. Settle, taking a note. Settle all the space and then start Sims sounds like something said on a Wednesday. Kind of does. So this settler is actually that he made is actually heading to safety settle, I guess, like some sort of a. I mean, with guards on this side, he should be able to hold this. I mean, sorry, but Gorgo, 73 science. Guess this is where the most excitement is right now. Turn rollovers have gotten a little bit on the long side now. Four turns on redcoats. I still don't know why I didn't go over here. I guess he was afraid of getting caught by Kree, but if he had just ran across here, he'd be here by now and he could settle here. I mean, I guess he's far enough away he could settle and build, like, buy a settler, maybe. But it's still a long ways. Oh, look at this Halong Bay. Like, is he just going to keep going up this way, I suppose? Mm-hmm. The problem for England right now is the field cannons are going to push him back really hard. Because he can't just stand there and defend against melee anymore. So the field cannons just go bang bang. And then this will be enough to just really quickly make work of that. England probably has... I forgot to do a prediction, by the way. England probably has about... maybe 10 turns left in them with these cities. Maybe 10 turns. Because he's going to be able to get... this city's probably going to be last to survive. And he's going to be able to get his redcoats up a little bit. Yeah, it's right here. It's right here. So there's not really any sort of a way for them to take much advantage. No worries. Wow. I was just gonna say, I wonder what Gorgo did with their units. Gonna do a little bit of griefing in here. Gonna do a little bit of griefing up in here. Can probably push pretty good here as well. Doesn't want to show me. Okay, here we go. +5 for military policy slotted. Field cannon purchase. This city's actually under siege right now. Walls next turn will save it, of course. This field cannon will be trouble there. Steel in 3. 163 science. Persia, I honestly, if Sphinx has a real good shot in this game, it might just be Persia's science and helping push Menelik. Where did Menelik go? He's rifling in 1. And he is actually just about as good on the culture tree as Gorgo. Not quite. Urbanization, mobilization. But actually has as much culture as Gorgo. And much, much better science. So this is a little bit of grief right now. But I'll tell you what. Military Academy. Oh, also making potato, by the way. These two come in. That'll be helpful. A little bit more culture coming here as well to help the push. They're going to be able to faith buy units on 275 a turn. I tell you right now, Sphinx has got a real good shot with the way the gameplay is coming. These guys have got their stats up a little bit now. They're starting to accelerate. And Gorgo better watch out because there's going to be tanks coming the other way. Long before they have them themselves. Hey, Van Can, good to see you. Thanks for being here, buddy. Thanks everyone for being here. I appreciate the support. Good to have you guys. Yeah, potentially 5 points here gets them to 15, and they would probably get voted down. I'm surprised they didn't vote them down the last time, but they've saved up a lot of favor, so they easily vote them down next time. So 15, and then maybe it stays around 15 again. So they're probably a couple of congresses away, at minimum. So yeah, like that's 50 turns I'm hoping we don't have to spend. Or about 50, 30, I guess, if it's 2 congresses away. So yeah, this was a little bit of grief. Picked up some gold. This guy can probably run away. This guy could actually, if he knew it, he could run away. He should see this road right here. He should 100%... Oh, nice. 202. He's got the pillage card in. Very nicely done. Get the pillage and run. And he sees this road between. It has to know there's traders around. And he can actually get some serious damage in here now. There's going to be a lot of gold. That'll help him a lot. And there's just no defense for it right now. But steel in 2, steel in 7, a little bit better science would be nice. I would like to have seen a couple more campuses coming out of Ethiopia here. You'd rather watch you play or commentate Civ 6 than watch a 5-star movie. That is too kind, sir. Thank you for the kind words, Van Ken. It's good to have you. And then as well, I don't know if you've heard, if you haven't been around the last couple of days, but I have made the somewhat decision, if you will, to make another run at the check mark here on Twitch. So average viewers is going to be extremely important for the next month or so, while I hopefully can get some love there. Darwin. So anytime anybody's got a chance to throw up a stream and throw the stream up and just hang out, the love is very much appreciated. Okay, so this guy's actually standing on the wrong continent, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. This is just a wash. If I was him, I would actually turn a lot of these units around. It doesn't turn out to be that he's getting pushed, but yeah, I would probably have less units there and more units here. No, seriously, that is. Yeah, Hendu's like, what the hell is this guy talking about? France safety settle. Yeah, like, look at these cities. Why did you wait? Why did you wait? It's a +5 campus right here. Like, you could have settled here and here and gotten a +3 and a +5, put some commercial hubs on it. Could have done this ages ago. I mean, still doing good, having a good game. 173 science. Steel next turn. I can't complain, but those districts are going to be super expensive now. Is he going to buy the campus tile? He's got some gold. No, he's going to go commercial hub. Yeah, commercial hub's kind of what they need. They got some gold, but they're right now, they're overall. By the way, we should be keeping an eye on this. Oh, I just remembered in time. Woohoo! Bronto, luckily I am very average and a viewer. There's always room for improvement. There is always room for improvement. And it's easy to be negative when you don't have the clock. You know, when you're. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I mean, just trying to point out some things that could have helped. But those cities settled a lot sooner. Could have had the science better, faster, and all these kinds of things, right? So yeah, it's fine. He's played a good game, and he's in a position where he could actually make an impact on the game and start pushing back. So we'll see what happens. Here's where the real excitement is going on. There's a couple cities about to potentially die. The red coats are going to be extremely hard to push, but without these, if he doesn't turn these into field cannons, like, it's going to be hard. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be hard if he's going to just, like, what's the gold at? Like, if they gave him the gold and turned these into field cannons, he could actually start to punch. Like, he's not doing anything to these guys, obviously. Like, if he would just upgrade these things. Oh, no, he doesn't even have field cannon tech? Wait a minute. Oh, he's metal casting an 8. Oh, shoot, yeah. I mean, even crossbows. Yeah, he doesn't even have field cannon tech. My bad. But yeah, even crossbows would start to pick away at them a little bit. It's not an expensive upgrade. Because he's just going to... What's going to happen is he's going to take these two cities and get his field cannons sorted out. And he's going to start taking pot shots at the field cannon... Or with the field cannons. And slowly the redcoats will get kind of beat up. This guy's still making a run for it. He'll go as far as he can. He's probably got Halong Bay. He's like, oh, baby, get me to Halong Bay. Let's go. A lot of chops in Halong Bay, actually. If he ever settled this, chop the crap out of this, mine it up. Some food tiles. Pooh! Could be a beautiful city. Make a comeback. Let's go. So he'll have these two done before next Congress. So he'll be sitting at 15. It would be absolutely insane for them to not vote it down. Who's holding what? Sombro and Pompey. So these guys are still holding 2 of the Science City states, which is really helping, versus just 1 on this side. They... Oh, here it is here. So it got in here, and it's wreaking havoc a little bit. I was wondering why these 2 trade routes. So instead of taking these trade routes here, he ran over in here. Looks like he got a pillage off there. He's almost dead. He maybe tries to get a pillage there and a pillage on a trader, maybe? I don't know if he's going to get enough in. Irish, it's good to see you. Offbeat, how's it going? It's getting kind of late for England, huh? Yeah, it's getting kind of late. Oh, by the way, yeah, we knew this was about to fall. It's a matter of what happens coming through this way. Yeah, Kirsar Core actually loses to the red coat. A normal red coat with bonuses, obviously. He was hoping for a farm, I'm guessing. Yeah, he probably ran in like, please be a farm somewhere. And then he saw nothing but mines and was like, oh no. Good to see you, by the way, Irish. Tuning in for the sacking of London. Every Irishman's dream. Yes, and my best shirt. Yeah, there you go. Fighting Irish in the town. Let's go. Yeah, he has a general. He has Spirify and he has redcoats. The problem is he's not on. He's on the same continent. Obviously, he's just defending his own land. It's too bad there wasn't the continent split here, kind of like France has, and he could have actually been getting the bonus here. But I don't think he can. I think it's kind of a wash. It's not showing me because I'm in between turns here. So that red coat vanishes. He wins slightly against the non-core that's injured. It's kind of a wash. The problem is these field cannons step in and start poking away, right? And slowly but surely it just happens. I wonder what the plan is here. Like, this city's garbage anyway, so it doesn't really matter who takes it. Okay, so he settled already. He got his free red coat. He got his free red coat. Potentially buy a builder and chop out a settler. One would think. Buy a builder, chop, settler, keep moving over to here, repeat, and then you're kind of home. You really got to stay alive in this one. We saw the same kind of effort going on here for wait a minute. Oh, it's dead. Oh, they killed it. I was like, I saw the settler there and I freaked out for a second. But yeah, France doing a similar thing, moving up through here to get a safety set off of their own. By the way, free unit. Maybe wait till you get tanks. Speaking of which, refining in 3, steel and steel. So steel on France will be helpful for any push coming in here. They've at least gotten to that. Steel and 9. It's like, again, like 75 science, steel and 9. Like, they're so far from tanks. A really big key in this game was going to be, I'll tell you right now what a really big key in this game is going to be, okay? Let me tell you. The timing of tanks from these two. Because they can get there first by a lot. These two can get there first with tanks by a lot. Okay? The problem is going to be whether or not they do the timing right. Okay? We got a military academy coming. We got a little bit of pre-build action. But for the most part, building wonders, building pagodas, still kind of simming. You know, not a lot going on here. Military, you know, encampment coming there finally. Workshop, I mean, a lot of simming still going on. You gotta see that you've got way more science, and tank timing is your play. If you just let yourself get to combustion and just sit there at combustion tech and not be able to make a push because you didn't get prepared in time, you've missed your timing, and by the time you get it ramped up and make your push, then Gorgo's boosted to tanks and, you know, rip, right? Because she's going to get boosted here, so steel is more like in 4 or 5. Actually, wait a minute. Oh no, because he's boosting refining. He's boosting steel. So they're east boosting 1. So she's still probably 15 turns from tanks at this point, because he has to finish steel, finish refining, and then go to tanks. So still a long ways to go, and these guys are definitely going to be there sooner. It's just a matter of whether or not, like, refining in 2 and already has steel, right? So 6 turns on tanks. Where are the pre-builds at? Like, you're building a workshop? I mean, builders is fine to get some units up, or get some tiles up, but that should have been done already. Aqueduct? Like, you got, it's pre-build time. Let's go. It's pre-build time right now. Near what's if you're 90% of the way in steel and then you get boosted to completion, do you get a science overflow, or is the extra science wasted? It's wasted. It's wasted. The Gospel according to Saint Nome. They did. He's already finished steel. He's ahead on science by quite a bit, so he's going to have boosted both. He's going. It doesn't really matter which direction he goes. He's boosting. He's boosted both. Over here, they are splitting him up. He's boosting steel. He's boosting refining, and then Gorgo will be able to get both, but she doesn't have either right now. A little bit of a push up here. Field cannons should handle it. Builder to do some repairs. The city could use a builder anyway. There's a lot of tiles that need improving in there. Yeah, this is causing a lot of trouble right now. But honestly, this is, if anything, that's kind of doing a favor, because these guys needed to get their act together and start building units anyway, and this is kind of forcing their hand. Because, yeah, we'll see what happens, but... Okay, so there's armies. These guys each took a city so far. And the redcoats are slowly just getting beat up. The field cannons are just slowly going to poke away at these guys. Take them down one at a time. And what are you going to do? The big key... You know what I'm curious... Oh, shoot, I don't want to click now. I'm curious if the other team ever even saw this land yet. I mean, Japan's here, so if they haven't, it's kind of negligent. And here's a Ethiopian Oromo. So they should... Oh, that's Ethiopia's on their team, sorry. But yeah. I mean, what's Japan's stats? 135, 138. Like, nobody even glimpsing at the idea of, like, going to flight or nukes or something at this point. Still don't know what this guy's gonna do. He still hasn't put anything in. Like, is he gonna get a builder and like buy a builder? I don't know. Yeah, there's money. There's money to be had. Nobody's got a ton of gold per turn. I mean, they're doing okay, but for the most part, it's the gold. There's two people making money, and the rest of them are pretty much even. Yeah. Just need to put together some sort of defense here. I'll be honest, I'm surprised they didn't make this push this way, because they don't have, the guard doesn't have the advantage coming the other way, right? Like, they only have the advantage here when they've, like I said, just line up the tile of exactly what I said. Line up a half dozen or whatever guards with some crossbows in behind, and this just doesn't get pushed. And then you could do whatever you want over here. If anything, like, they could have put together a little bit of a push here, like make them do some work here. They abandoned their front. Really interesting battles here and here. Yeah, see, they just getting worn down. Crossbows are just slowly taking the units away. Cores on Ethiopia with that big culture, 195 culture. Mass media versus natural history. It could actually be about a tie on getting to fascism. Field cannon in the area. Cursor. These cities are finally going to get these done. Cursor there. Lots of builders coming. He needed a wave of builders, but it's just, I hope it's going to just roll over into pre-builds. Because, I mean, look at, I mean, at this point, he can't even finish combustion. He literally has to stop on combustion because he's not going to be pre-builds. He's got no choice. Unless he wants a hard build. Like, he's got good cities, but he's not going to want to hard build tanks. Like, he literally needs to stop on combustion and start going a little top tree to buy him time to get pre-builds. And that's just not something you want to be doing. At all. This push is not to be taken lightly, I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now. 298 faith a turn. Has he been faith buying units or no? Oh wait, are we still on the faith? No, that was last time. I don't know what he's been spending his faith on, but he could definitely be buying some units here. What is he in theology? No, still in monarchy. As everyone would be. Theology could make him, if he ever switched to, oh wait, theocracy right there on him. So about, what was it, turn 88, I think? I said he's got about 10 turns left. And that's probably about accurate. 2 more turns, I think this city probably falls. He just needs to kill a few more units. Although the field cannons aren't taking it down that much. This guy's got the, obviously, the tortoise after that's it. Yeah. You can tell the way that unit didn't take any damage that it must have been the tortoise. Promotion. He held up really well. A lot of units. Hear the upgrades coming. A lot of money being spent on units just standing around, man. This whole game. Cree, 144, 118. Hemlock, you gotta go. Sorry. See you soon. Sounds good, Hemlock. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it, bud. Next couple turns, we're finding. Okay, so here's Kiersur. Again, not cores though, because they don't have encampments and stuff built. They don't have their encampments and stuff built up, right? Industrial zones. Oh god, you hate to see it, man. Why you guys do this to me? You know, it's got to be like commercial hubs or harbors into campuses, into encampments. Especially like if you abuse it, you can literally get City Patron Goddess and go. You can get both your commercial hub or harbor along with your campus with your 50% production towards. So all your districts are basically built with bonuses, and then you go to encampments and you put in the card for 30% production, and then you're getting another bonus. So all your districts will always have been built with really nice bonuses. Gives you so much acceleration, and then you just start building Kiersur cores. Or I mean, it could have been done ages ago now, but yeah, like it just the tempo can be there, and it can be so good. Okay, so they took down a unit there. It was a little painful, but they did it. Engineer's been left exposed. Promos available on both sides there. Kiersur core. Kiersur armor. So he's actually got the full bill here. This city's pretty productive too, I think. 33, that's not bad, but the Kiersur army is just going to take forever. He needs the card. He can't have the card. There's no way he has the card in if it's taking 7 turns. 3 turns for a Kiersur. Like, look at this. There's no way. Let's say he's got 26. There's no way. More pagodas. Where's the yeah, so they're gonna get turned down. The wonders are done. It's 15 out of 20. With some strategic voting, he could potentially get to like 16. Right? So they get the top 2, split the top 2 to get them both right. Vote with the other guys on the bottom. You get 3 points and lose 2. He could get to 16 and be 20 points away from the victory. Particularly with pagodas, giving them all that favor. He's getting a lot more pagodas up. Diplo favor and Diplo win in 20 turns is very viable right now. If they do it right. I said that they might lose the city this turn, but it might be the next turn. Is there another? No. So yeah, it'll be next turn they lose the city probably. Well, maybe actually 2 more turns, because they need to probably hit it. Yeah, maybe 2 more turns still. Did we see what he's doing up here? So he's already got a settler. So maybe they bought him a settler, because I don't see the builder to have chopped it. No. So they bought him a settler, and he's just building another one, I guess. I don't know. Why not buy a builder? Like, this is like buy a builder, and chop, 5 charger, right? Build this, chop this, build this, and you'll have a couple really good tiles. Mine this. You could be, pop 3 working decent tiles. Already have a settler out. I would like to, but On turn 99, I'm not going to go into individual views because there's a 50-50 chance I'll crash. And if I crash, then there's a 50-50 chance that I'm going to desync when I get back into the game. And I'll be literally missing half of every turn. Anything short of a relobby. It's just not worth it. I would love to have taken a look, but I'm assuming they must have. Like, Japan's right here. Japan must have gone up here at some point. Because there's, like, literally right in their backyard. But, yeah, when you're in spectator mode, anything past turn 80, I just don't do it. It's just not worth the chance, unfortunately, because it just starts to, there's too much information and it can't handle it. Esports ready, yeah. Okay, so here you go. Beautiful. Cuirassiers are coming out. The cards obviously in, doing them nice and quick. Combustion in 2. Probably has to still slow down. Cuirassiers in 3. He could probably, he got some builders out. Maybe he can do a little bit of chopping. He's got another one here. They've put a stop to this a little bit. This is a little bit worrisome. He needs units badly. And he still won't even have artillery. The tanks will do well. What's the gold like? Yeah, saving up a lot of gold for the tank push. These guys are both going to need it, obviously. France has gone back into free sim. When they got this settler together to come and safety settle, they didn't realize that they were going to both be ignored. Or ignored on both sides, I mean. Like, these guys backed off and are just standing here. They have no desire to ever try and push this. And when Gorgo stepped back with their push, I figured they'd reload and try and come at him. But they turned around and made the double push in this direction instead, which I'm not really sure I'm a big fan of, to be honest with you. Hopefully he's shift entering this back. It's Persia, so he'll be able to shift enter a long ways, because these roads, Persia gets, a lot of people don't think about this, but Persia gets +1 road condition in their land compared to the tech they're on, and since they're in the modern era, they actually have the roads from the information, so they'll actually be able to go a long ways on their own roads inside their own city. So once he gets to here, he'll be able to go a long ways and back this unit off before it dies. Or he's just going to stand. Oh, okay, he got out of there. He got out of there enough. Combustion next turn. I would suspect he'll turn that off just to get a little bit more on the pre-builds. Yeah, just like this, just get like maybe another round. One more round, I think. He's got productive cities, so it'll go quick. I'm really surprised he made the push up here. I mean, he's kind of, if anything, he provoked them into getting their pre-builds going and getting their units up, which is going to actually hurt him in the long run. And then France is over here like, are you serious? And now he's getting military academies up. He's doing pre-builds, getting universities online. He actually has 118. He actually has way more science than Gorgo. And it's been slow, but he's actually got nationalism now. And he's into civil engineering, and he's perfectly fine with the way things are. By the way, we missed it. I thought it was going to be, oh yeah, this was the turn, yeah. It was inevitable, but there, it happened. You can see it. Now these guys, my guess is they'll continue on. Well, thing is this is a long ways to go. A really big investment to get there and figure out that they build another city over here or something like that, right? Like, it's probably not worth walking that way. Like, this is far enough away that it's basically a safety settle. Because they're just, yeah. These units at this point, would be best served. I mean, you could start a road across here to try and push in this side. But at this point, I don't know what either of these guys do. I guess they turn this way. Maybe they turn this way and try and hit the top of Persia, I guess. Would make the most sense. We'll just go Buddhism, whatever's first. Me and me. So Buddhism A and A. Buddhism A, me A, me A. Next, submit. Like, Cree. Just my 2 cents, okay? Never settling this was a massive mistake. I talked about that. It's over and done with. But the universities, the university timing is like around like turn 70-ish. Like late 60s or mid 60s into mid 70s. Get your universities going, get them done, and transition into encampments and stuff like that or whatever in order to start creating your late game push. Like you could have so much science if you had these universities up so many turns ago. Your science would be like 200, 220, 240 for like the last 25, 30 turns. I understand that there was an attempt to make a push. It was basically a medieval push that got upgraded into an industrial push that failed at Imperial Guards. But it's a yeah, I don't know. It was a good attempt, but it was just a tough push to make, and you got to decide when that push is you want to make and go for it. If it's an industrial push, time it up and go. But a little bit of straggly medieval into a little bit of straggly industrial into turn 100 universities. It's just not a good path. Why in the world was I not following? I watched at least 10 VODs. Lord. Thank you very much for the follow, Lord. Thank you for watching all the VODs. If you want, you can catch a lot of the VODs as well on YouTube. If you're a YouTube kind of person, it's available there. God of Chickens, thank you for the follow, as well as Jira Live. Thank you for the follows, guys. Thank you for being here. He did not wait. He did not wait on the tanks. I guess they didn't have a ton of upgrade money. They had enough he could have done a little bit. I'm surprised, though, like he could have just done a little bit more for the upgrades. I would have waited maybe, like, just enough to get maybe 3 or 4 more out, right? And then you could add a bit more to upgrade. Because now, I mean, he upgrades this. What is this? If he puts the card in, it's like 155. Yeah. That'll go through most of his... Just a little bit more. Maybe just delay like 2 turns. I mean, obviously it would have been nice not to have to delay, but it was just, you know, the timing wasn't great. But tanks should push this really hard backwards. Ideology in 4. Mass media in 1, so slowly catching up with that superior culture, by the way. Too bad that the culture couldn't get up here a little bit higher. So they're going to be they're just getting Scorched Earth in 1, then they can speed up the artillery. Going to be interesting to see what happens in this push. This is going to be really entertaining here in the next 10-15 turns as we approach the potential end of the game. chosen player loses. Not a surprise there. The big question is, did Ethiopia vote with? They did. Ethiopia got voted with. And they also... won this one. And this one. They did it right. I think they're at 16. Yep, there you go. 16 points. And they currently hold way more Diplo favor. I mean, worst case scenario, they're at night. Like, if they screw it up, they're at 19. If they can get 2 right next turn, then they win. The bottom and one of the middle top 2. Then they win the game in 20 turns. Or, I guess, 18 or 19 or whatever. Here comes... Oh, wow. Did they go into theocracy? Nope. Still a monarchy. Okay. If they got a ton of faith build up. If they got into theocracy, they could have gotten more units out for the same price. Or wait a minute. Maybe those are upgrades. Are they just... Yeah, because this one was standing here. I thought maybe this was a purchase, but it's actually injured. So these were just upgrades. So they both got tanks basically same turn. That was well done. Well coordinated there. Refining in 2. Steel is done. Still only 81 science. So they're probably 8 or 9, maybe 10 turns from tanks. Military Academy getting some pre-builds going. Armory. But for the most part, no pre-build action and 8 or 10 turns away. So this is the big key. This is the big key. They do actually have some artillery here now. But the tanks need to come in here and just bust all over them. They need to kill all these units and get down here quick. Get the artillery and really start to get in their face and make a push. I'm not really sure what BTS can do. I think they just lose in 20 turns. BTS doesn't have a win condition. Like, there's no way... Like, if they pushed really hard here, they could take... Maybe they could take Paris. But there's no way they take the capitals up here. Like, there's just no way they do it in 20 turns. But, that being said, there's no guarantee they get it in 20 turns, because they still need 4 more points. So, they could have potentially 40 turns, which would be tons. I hope not. What was I doing? I want to check this. So this would be the big moment. Tanks. Ooh, interesting. Yeah. I don't think I like the way that was done. They just kind of jumped into the middle where they could get assassinated by these artillery armies. Oh shoot, where's the tank? Yeah, that was not done. Very smoothly at all. Need a lot more tanks. It's going to be interesting. What happened over here? These guys are basically turning around. No sign of an engineer to start a road here. An engineer with a road here into... I mean, Kree's doing shipping now. He's got to be essentially right getting close to tanks. I mean, it should be... Okay, here's an engineer here. Okay, engineer, road. Needs units. He can basically turn all this units around. Turn them into tanks over the top. And you could start to take down cities over here with a push, because there's not really anything you can do to stop it, since he's got everything down here. Problem is, could you ever just make a run for here, but you still can't make a run to here? Who's Chris? Which one's Chris? Oh, here? Oh, Kree. Maybe it's a... Yeah, maybe you meant Kree. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought maybe you're referring to, like, Chris as in, like, you knew his real name or something. Yeah, I don't understand the decision there. Oh, Chris is the French way to say Cree. Oh, okay. Did not know that. Yeah, I mean this should be just cursors, right? This should be just cursor builds. Pop 14. What does he have for districts? He only has 4 districts. He could build, like, I mean, this city doesn't need this anymore. This should be oh, I guess this city could probably use it though. But somewhere in here, he should build an encampment. He should have done it ages ago, for that matter. And he just pumping out units. This is a good city. 34 production. You put the card in, you could be like 4 or 5 turning cursor armies right now. Pre-builds. Like, settling city after turn 100 is just like... I mean, on standard speed, I would start telling people, okay, at turn 100, probably stop settling cities. Online speed... Yikes. Encampment training... The moderns are up. Has anybody gotten a modern yet? Japan got an industrial. No, so nobody's gotten a modern yet. So first modern could... Ethiopia's close. Persia's running a project. It's a long ways off. Wonder what Byzantium's going to do. The units are obviously turned around. At this point, they're probably like, oh, what do we do? Building lots of units, but again, what do you do? I mean, it looks like they're heading this way? And get an engineer and build a road around the cities to get up through here? Finally getting a chance to repair his commercial hub. Some nice last moves there. Oh, he's moved this artillery over here now. Spy game is important as well. I don't see... Oh, there it is there. Okay. I don't see an Ethiopia one, though. Oh, there it is there. Okay, good. So good job there. Gorgo spies one there and one here. So they've got their spy game put together well is nice. The French have a spy there, which is good. Byzantium has a spy there, and Rome has a spy there. Or, sorry, you know what I mean.
You want smoothies now?
Sure, if you want, yeah. The Holy Site in the Capital 2. What are we talking about? Sorry, I was distracted. I was looking at something. Nuke play? There shouldn't be any nukes. I mean, maybe. No, nobody's got enough science. There's not enough science in the game for nukes. Korea's accelerated a little bit, but this game has the potential to be over in 16 turns to a Diplo victory. And even if it didn't end there, it's definitely going to end 20 turns after that. I don't think anybody's getting the nukes. Well, maybe somebody can get the nukes in that time. Barely. Nukes, exactly. Nukes for the crash. I swear, if this game goes to nukes, I'm done on the first crash. I'm out of here on the first crash. I don't even give a shit. Congress voting be damned. I am not putting up with that again tonight. Hey Ben, how you doing? So were you topping yesterday's game like there is there? This game should end. This game should end. I don't know if BTS has much of a victory condition because I don't see them taking every capital at this point. They have taken one. England is dead here, but they do have an escape here. And looks like they're going to settle here. So they'll have something to go there. So they're going to be in the game. But yeah, there is one capital there. And it's not impossible that they could make a push from Greece to take Paris. But they would have to push through these two, which are having really good games. They're already at tanks, and he's going to be at fascism soon. There's no way they push up to grab capitals here, and there's no other. It feels like a Diplo waiting room, but I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for doing the cast. Thank you very much, Ben, by the way, and thank you for the Prime. Enjoy the emotes and the commercial free viewing. I will be doing all the casts. Well, not all casts. We're gonna be lots. I love doing the casting. I love watching the gameplay. Ooh, battleship. Battleship. That thing just got rocked. That was hot. Big key here is he's going to want to shift enter this to 3 tiles away so he can hit the artillery. Or if he's got first moves, he doesn't need to shift enter, but either way. No, not really a culture victory option. Not really. Like, it's just nobody's making any tourism really at all. Any word on the other game? Is Jack's game done? Jack's game, the game he was casting. Doesn't look like he's live anymore. That was TBD, I believe, in that game, right? Anybody know who won that game? So, Cursor armies. Cursor army pre-builds. Combustion in 5. So they're going to have lots of bonuses, or lots of pre-builds, and the gold's kind of okay. Yeah, Japan's making lots of gold. So the tanks are probably going to do a pretty good roll job here. But again, I don't know what. Maybe they do fight. They have to kind of fight this way just to have a chance. Gotta be careful not to keep losing units here. Need to get this guy out of here. Curious to see what he does with his battleship as well. Sea Dogs. Wait, what? Oh, versus you. I'm like, Sea Dogs beat TBD? Whoops. All right, TBD beat Sea Dogs. Gotcha. Was it a good game? How was it? Was it a Pepega? How was the play? What was the winning condition? CC to getting their ass whooped, or? Only solution for BTS is to shoot England before the next vote. Yeah, I think it's somehow kill England. Yeah. Yeah, he put the battleship back in the city. I mean, he didn't need to do that. He could have just put the battleship out here and then shot the artillery. All he needed to do is go from this tile to this tile. There's no balloon, and then just have the artillery shoot this. Why not? Why not, man? I mean, this isn't going anywhere. Nice Notre Dame shirt. I grew up in Indiana. Nice Twisted Action Gaming. I'm a big Notre Dame fan. I even got the hat over here. I've watched Notre Dame just growing up when I was a teenager in high school playing football. And most of the only college football you could watch way back then was the Notre Dame game on NBC every week. That was about it. Not like now where you can watch, there's like 50 or so games on, but you can only watch so many of them because there's only so much time in a game, right? Football. Yeah, I saw Terracotta. I'm not sure that. I mean, it gives some promotions which will help, but I don't know. By the way, Heroic Age is on Basel and France, actually. Golden and normals and darks. France got a Heroic Age. We talked about it. Is it happening? It is happening. It is happening. The road. Get a road through here. You have to hope they don't see it coming. This is why it's really nice to have like a shit ton. If you had like 4 engineers and like one turn you lay down 4, the next turn you lay 4 more, and then you're in. But if you're doing like one road at a time, eventually one of these turns they're going to see a road in the fog of war appearing, you know? But yeah, tanks. They're actually on plastics. They actually have the technology. They're actually just waiting. They could upgrade any time and go. You can't really wait long. Military training. Trying to get a general here. Modern general. They've pushed the units back. Basically killed them all except for the artillery. Units that need to heal up big time, though. Ooh! Just got that out of there in time, by the way. That wouldn't have mattered. He couldn't have hit this turn anyway. Oh, wait, no. He does have a modern general. That actually would have worked. That actually would have worked. Cree. Oh, Cree settled for oil up here. Nicely done. Yeah, unfortunately for them. Ballistics in 55. Let's go. Yeah, he's just keeping on going. Just keeping on going. I would have settled Halong Bay. To hell with it. Settle Halong Bay. That's a hot city right there. Buy a builder. Chop, chop, chop. Improve, improve, improve. That city could actually be something. Turn 108. You can watch Northwest Southern University versus West Northeast College these days. Exactly, Edmund. There's like every game is on. There's like 7 different ESPN channels, and they've all got 3 games every Saturday. And then there's like all the major networks have 2 or 3 games each. It's like everybody's got college football on a Saturday in the fall. You literally couldn't watch them all if you had them all recorded. Yeah, just need a lot more units here. I mean, at this point, it's just don't die, right? Their play is to win Diplo in 13 turns. They hope, and I hope not because I'm biased, but just because I don't want to have to watch 20 more turns for the inevitable. With Japan's push, I mean, okay. Okay, Japan, I hear you. Japan has just kind of been over here doing whatever. And I kind of wasn't paying that close attention. And now all of a sudden, Japan, they need more arties though. They don't have any artillery pre-builds. They've only got 3 tanks. So they don't have much in the way of pre-builds, unfortunately. If they'd have gotten like, if they had like 5 tanks and 5 artillery or something here going, like significant, then I would say, okay, I'm in. Let's see what happens. But this is a tough choke, and they're just kind of struggling on units. Like they can get a couple kills here, but I mean these tanks, they see it coming, right? They see the road. These tanks are hanging out. They block these chokes with tanks. They just need to make sure they don't die. Maybe Persia makes a push. Maybe they don't. It's. I think they're probably for the most part still just sitting around thinking, you know, see you in Congress, kind of. Yeah, it's just a touch late. Like if it was like, I mean, turn 109 tank push, that's so late. I mean, turn 90 is like kind of an average. If you like turn 90 is like a pretty good timing on a tank push. 95's not bad. You know, I've pushed at 85, 86 before. I remember my big Persia game where we won the ticket into the CWC. And I killed Grand Columbia in Japan with Persia. Turn 87 on 6 cities. I did a tank artillery push on both of them. It was a beautiful game. Available on my YouTube, by the way. And I think I upgraded on 86 and pushed on 87, or upgraded on 87, pushed on 88. But in either case, I ran them over. And like this is just like, I mean, you're not catching them off guard. Like the tanks are just going to stop this, right? They're just going to run into tanks, and it's just going to be whatever. Just trying to hype Japan, yeah. No, I mean if it kind of puts you in a position, right? We're gonna have a break here apparently. It kind of puts you in a position where like you just think if Japan had just had a really good sim and done a push into Ethiopia before they could get the tanks and actually start taking some of this out and slow them down and make them vulnerable, then maybe this push would have been more successful. and then maybe you could have squished Ethiopia, and it would have been a 2v1, and the timing could have lined up. But yeah, can I link that game? I sure can. Well, you can do the YouTube command in chat to get to my channel. Actually, I think I need to go to find. I don't find it there. I need to go to my channel. Here we go. View full playlist. Thank you, Moonduggy. Thank you, Moonduggy. By the way, did I say hello, Moonduggy? A while ago you said good day, and then I got distracted because I think Ben subscribed. I missed it. I missed the prediction part. I saw you say good day, and I think I said good day, Moondoggy, but then I went directly into thanking Big Ben for his first subscribe. Thank you, Moondoggy, for being here, by the way. I hope you're doing well. My prediction is... that's a link directly to the playlist. That should work anyway, of the series, of the game. Really good game, playing with my zone of control teammates. I love those guys. Had a lot of fun in that game. It was good stuff. The time I pushed tanks on turn 86. On 6 cities. Don't forget that part. On 6 cities. I think it was 6 cities. Was it 7? No, I think it was 6. I figured you saw it and ignored me. No. So funny thing is, we didn't do a prediction. You know what we could do? Let's do a prediction while we're waiting. Let's start a new prediction. Will Sphinx win Congress? How many turns is it? 12 turns. Sorry. Win Diplo victory on this Congress. We have enough time. I'll give you 10 minutes to vote. Yes. Oops. Shoot. Yes or no. Wait, what? Will Sphinx win? Why is that not okay? Oh, it's too long. Let me get rid of the on. There we go. There you go. Will Sphinx shift enter Congress? Please no. Need to make YouTube brag command for this specific game. Hashtag YouTube flex. I mean, I gotta bring it up. I gotta talk about it. It was a great moment. It was a great moment in Civ 6 multiplayer history. I gotta shine a little bit, Balloon, by the way. Balloon already tank push. Oh, let's go. Not blaming. No, I know. So tanks are in. So this is what I was talking about, right? I was talking about it earlier about how Persia and Ethiopia were going to beat Greece to tanks, like tank tech, so combustion, by like at least 8 turns, right? I was like, at least 8 turns they're going to beat him by to get into tanks, maybe 10. And it was probably close to that, about 8 or 10 turns. And this is the thing, right? I mentioned it 100%. You've got to have the timing right, or it doesn't matter that you beat them to the techs, right? If you don't have the pre-builds, to actually make a legitimate push before they get to tanks, then it doesn't matter that you were ahead on science, right? Because you just let them get to tanks before you actually got your push in. Now, they were able to kill some units off in here, like maybe 4 or 5 units here and kill them off. But now you're not really a threat to them anymore, right? It's the same kind of setup. If anything, Gorgo's going to have, and Gorgo actually probably has it, fascism. Yeah, Gorgo's got fascism now. So if anything, you're actually losing this fight again because you didn't time it. And that's the importance of having a timing in your head of, getting your science up, hitting your encampments, getting your pre-builds, and then timing up your general to actually do a legitimate push when you have the advantage. Taking 10 turns to get your tanks into position to do the move just cost you everything. So, yeah, there you go. How much for Diplo? It's 5 points. They're at 4 points. Sorry, they're 16 out of 20. So they would need to get the bottom one. They have the most Diplo, by the way. Let me give you the information. They have the most Diplo, so they'll definitely be able to win the bottom one, right? They'll be able to win the bottom one if they do it right, and then have enough points so that it's 3. So what they'll need to do is win the bottom one and then one of the top 2. If they can do that, if they can figure out a way to guess right or whatever, then they can end it. So get your predictions in, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's 4 more. They need 4 more points on the next Congress. The number of turns, it's 10 more turns. It's 10 more turns. These guys are going up in Diplo a little bit faster than these guys, I'm pretty sure, because these guys have pagodas and they've got them in almost every city, so they're really raking in the Diplo favor pretty fast. Like, they've got at least 7 or 8 pagodas, maybe 9, 10, maybe they have them in every city. Oh, they're building this one. 3, 6, 9. I think they have at least 10 pagodas, so that's a lot of Diplo favor. They're getting extra, and then I think it's pretty even on city-state control. Yeah, I think it's 4 to 5 on city-state control. But yeah, look at this. Gorgo, fascism. Like, look at this. This has got a tank. This one doesn't. But still, take the tank away. It's injured, so that's kind of... Tank army against tank army, 124 to 109. And that's an injured... A fairly significantly injured tank army. Like, Gorgo go burr. Okay? Gorgo go burr. Yeah, so just to keep in mind, the +8 from military policy slotted. So if you're wondering how they get there, in addition to fascism, which is +5, they're getting +8 because in their government, in the government policies that they have, cheers, by the way, smoothie time. Happy Mother's Day to you, Moondoggy. Happy Mother's Day to you. It's not Mother's Day here yet. It's my Mother's Day in Australia. How about that? So what happens is for every military policy card slotted in your government, you get +1 combat strength. So when you get to fascism by default, I believe, has 5. And then you can also put them in your wild card. Plus, these guys built Alhambra, and Alhambra gives you +1 military policy slot as well. So I'm not going to click into their view because I'll end up crashing, but they have, at the very least, they can have 6 military policy slots at the top, and or military policy cards in the slots, Plus, in the wild card, they can have some. So they just slot in anything just for combat bonus, right? At this point, who cares about the other cards? Just slot in any military policy cards in the wild cards just to get the bonus. It's literally just +8, just like that. It goes brrr. Yeah, potentially 9, but they're using 8. So, well, it's 8, but then they have Alhambra, which could go 9, right? But they're only using 8, so they're probably using, like, a legacy card or something to keep their amenities up. You voted to troll me? How's it trolling me? I think you still have time to vote, by the way, guys, but you gotta go quick. Will they score 4 points? Will they score 4 points? I'll tell you something right now. Here comes the tanks on this direction. This isn't impossible. The problem is they need money. Where's the money at? Kree has money. Why are these not tanks? Why are these not tanks, and why are they not over... Okay, here we go. Yeah, these tanks got some artillery. They just need to push right to the capitals, and just pray, right? They just need to storm right through to the capitals. And the problem is, ooh, they have got a plan put together. So out of nowhere, these guys turned around and came all the way down here, and they have put a plan together, ladies and gentlemen. The Brazilians are not giving up. The Guard Imperials are not going to hold up that well against tank armies. Ooh, baby. Push to the capitals is on. What's the current yields? So France still making good money. And Japan's making good money. Is Japan putting their push together at all? Yeah, their push just got papegged. It just wasn't nearly enough. Japan just... Sorry, mate. Just didn't put it together today. Are they going hunting? Yeah, this guy's still free, though, but I was wondering if they were going hunting for this. A little bit, but... Yeah, they got their gold returned. That's a big thing, right? Is they're supplying gold. They didn't get it done in any other way. Like, if they had a legitimate tank arty push come in here, to, like, squeeze through, I mean, honestly, this... Because the problem is that if they were doing that and actually had a potential to get to the capital themselves, then these guys could be double-teaming Persia, right? Coming on both sides of Persia. The BTS has put it together here. A little bit. So we got planes here from Persia. Trying to block some tiles, maybe. Just going burr. Just going burr, baby. It's too much. It's been funny because other than a little bit of sporadic action here and there, this game, for the most part, has been kind of a little on the boring side as far as, like, not a whole lot of action and not a whole lot of fighting. And now all of a sudden there's going to be, like, fighting on 4 fronts or something. Like, these guys are going to take off. There's not a whole lot they can do to stop this, because they need to, like, protect here a little bit too. They need to help here. Oh man, this is getting interesting. Isn't that all game since Men at Arms? Nothing for 80 turns? No, actually yesterday's game had a lot of really good fighting all game long, but it was always constantly back and forth and, like, you know, zigzagging advantages that made it go a long ways. But that was Pangea as well. Yeah, this game is. This has been a good. Yesterday was a good game for a lot of action. Today was a lot less, and of course on Highlands. But I'll tell you something. If they don't win it in 8 turns, I think BTS wins this game. I think BTS wins this game. If they don't make it happen in 8 turns. Because I don't think there's any way that France stops this. They actually have flight in 2. If they bought them, maybe if they bought them enough planes, they could clog things up. They don't have the gold output, though, to buy enough planes. Did they have enough units coming? Supply convoy. Like, universities and stuff. You need units. Like, come on. You don't need universities right now. This game is over in 25 turns one way or another. You need tanks and artillery, and you need them right here, and you need them right now. You know, this is, you don't need universities right now. This isn't going to nukes. This is a lot of trouble. This is a lot of trouble. Why isn't he making more tanks, though? Like, he should just be pushing here. These tanks should just be go, go, go. Right? Try and take these 2 down, push through. It's all about taking the capital. If you can get it, if you could, like, just run tanks through here, you know, make these tanks fight here, then these guys can get to the capital. And then, like, Gorgo gets enough units like this, they can just skip this city. You just got to own the capitals, right? Tank, 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 tank. Tank, tank. There you go. And these are armies, a lot of them, right? Yes, they are. There you go, baby. Tank armies. That'll be another wave that can, like, come up in here, replenish, and then head left. Thanks for the memories. Hey, Moel, how you doing? Game is going good, Moel. Sorry, I'm just off here blabbing. I'm not reading chat. Moel, the game's going good. Potential Diplo victory in 7 turns. They're 16 out of 20. They'll need the bottom one plus one of the top 2. They do have the most favor, just to keep people caught up. So they'll definitely be able to win the 1 at the very least. They have a lot more favor, so they should be able to win that. They sort that out. They should be able to. But the big problem for them is if they don't, then they could very well lose the domination game because Gorgo's going burr over here. And the Kree are coming around this way. And Byzantium is coming through here to Paris. So there's like... Bleaker, good to see you as well, by the way. Clearly the break was useful for them. They put it together. So yeah, sorry about that. Well, I took a glance at chat there and missed something there. But yeah, that's the situation. It's Diplo in 7, or probably domination shortly after, maybe. No bombers on the map. No, nobody really had, like, there's some fighters and stuff, but nobody's really had good science all game. There hasn't been a real good push for science. The Gorgo tanks are just going burr in the night. Yeah, just raise them to the ground. There's no point in trying to take it and then hold it and then have to kill units from a flipped city. Just wipe it out. Kill units. Here comes some more tanks from Japan. Make them fight here. I'm not sure I'd be worrying about a pagoda at this point. But when you're under attack from two sides and the turn timer's ticking away, it's not always easy to get to all your cities and do the right things. Well, how come dead to Singapore? Uh-oh, what happened? Said the Diplo might come in the way of domination win. I know, it's a little bit sad, Moel. Like it's been kind of a good game back and forth. But at the same time, BTS could have simmed better. They could have done some things better to get the domination victory faster. And honestly, if you haven't won a domination victory by turn 120 and you didn't defend Diplo at all, it's kind of fair game at that point, I think. Look up the Swedish term Vaska. Oh, God. Do I want to know? What happened up here, by the way? He's just going to make a run for it, I would imagine. There's nothing in his way for defense. Just run straight through here. Come through here maybe and grab some roads. I don't think they do it in 6 turns. I mean, really, the problem is no artillery here. That's the problem. No artillery here. Although, I think they have 2 arms right now. They do have 2 arms. So they could actually... They have enough tanks here. They could take Paris out. They have enough tanks. They could take Paris out without artillery. Cree doesn't, though, do they? No. So they definitely need artillery to try and take this down. The race will be Persia's cap. I think that they own... I think they'll be at 3 out of 4. I think they're going to be 3 out of 4. Is France Byzantium's religion? I don't know, but they don't have crusade anyway. Oh, but it doesn't matter though, right? You don't have to have crusade for them to ignore the walls, do you? Wow. I was thinking that it would be crusade, but it doesn't matter, right? I got 2 arms and 2 legs. Honestly, 5 turns, these tanks here... Yeah, crusade is just... Yeah, exactly. It's just a military bonus. In my head, I was thinking that crusade just equates with Byzantium. Byzantium equates with the ignoring the walls, and I just put it all together in my head. But yeah, very good point. He bops them easy. These tanks here... Yeah, look at this. Look at this. He has enough units. I think... Dude... I need to start a new prediction. I'm deleting that prediction right now. Okay, everybody? I'm starting a new prediction right now. Oh shit! I only made it 30 seconds. Go, go, go! Ah shit! I'll redo it. Screw that. Can I change the time? I'm gonna redo it. Shit. I didn't screw that. Ah, I'm panicking. I'll give you 2 minutes. There you go. You have 2 minutes. 2 minutes to vote before Congress. So does BTS take all 4 capitals? They already have one, obviously. Do they have all 4 capitals in 4 turns? Well, before 4 turns is over. This goes bop. He's got to. The thing is, he's got to kill a lot of Guard Imperials. So here's the information. Okay, he's got a lot of Guard Imperials to kill. He doesn't have artillery, but he's got lots of tanks. He's got to get around here and kill all this. He does have flight, I believe. I believe he did get flight. So he could potentially buy a plane and block a tile or something as well. Here comes the tanks. He has a plane blocking here, but not enough. Units are coming. He needs to break through and kill. There's more tanks coming here. These will take a left-hand turn because there's definitely enough here, I think. All of these units here should be enough to take this down. More tanks coming. They need to converge on Pasquarad. This will be it. I think the other two happen. This is it. Bop means kill. Means bop him. Like kill him. Smack him. Pew pew. He has, by the way, 285 faith a turn, and the ability, of course, to buy units with faith, but he just doesn't have a lot in reserve at the moment, so. A lot of tanks coming, but are they fast enough? Tanks coming this way. I'm not sure if I like that idea. I'd be holding up shop back here if I was you. Who cares if they take these cities? You need to not lose these cities. This tank dies next turn. Why do that? You need tanks over here keeping you from losing your capital before the Congress is up. This is 4v4 Gamma. This is it's a CJJC. No, it's the CJJC. This is a community, or sorry, like a player-driven tournament organized by John Civ. It's an invitational. All the top teams, or a lot of the top teams in the world, most of the top players in the world in the tournament. For those of you wondering, don't miss out. There's a schedule. Yesterday's game is obviously in the books. It was the longest game in history. An epic nuke and GDR fest to the end. 8 hours and 10 minutes long. I barely survived. Planes to block. This is actually huge. Planes to block is actually pretty huge. He's going to need to try and find a way to get around here. But it's helping. Oh, he got in here. The best way to kill GDRs is nukes. Nukes and like planes, like bombers or something like that. But yeah, you don't want to try and hit him with anything other than... You try and hit him with like helicopters or whatever, they're just going to melt. But yeah, today's game, and then tomorrow and Monday, big games, by the way. Team from China against TBD. And then Ulysses, featuring Jack the Ripper, facing off against Baba Yetu on Monday. Should be some really good games. Don't miss them. It's going to be good times. So he was able to jump around here with the units. So he blocked up these tiles, but he's just going around. He's blocked up this tile. So it's a one tile choke to hit the city at this point. And there's not a whole lot you can do. It's going to be one tile choke to hit the city. Wow. One more turn and he could have put a biplane there. He got a unit there just in time. Is Jack going to bother with his team or just solo it again? I mean, we'll have to see. We'll see what kind of mood Jack's in. Jack can solo win a game, and I've seen Jack solo lose a game as well. You could. You could. Maybe this tank here. Try and get it in the water and jump it up, but it's a little... At 2 turns, I don't know how much damage he's going to do. He needs to get artillery in here. If he could get some artillery... If he gets some artillery here, even start poking away at the walls. He just took a lot of hits here. He can swap this guy in and hit, but... They're actually delaying taking the city because they know if they take the city, they won't be able to hold it, and they need to have them all at the same time. I don't like it. The planes, I think the planes were clutch here. I think the planes were clutch. Okay, I'll BRB. I probably should have went to the bathroom when we had a break because I've been sitting here for 5 hours and 20 minutes and haven't gone to the bathroom. Kind of got to go. Yeah, it's unfortunate that planes can block land units. It'd be nice if they could get that out of the game. Maybe like if you pass under plane units, you take a little damage or something. I don't know. But it is an unfortunate mechanic. But everybody can take advantage of it, so I don't know. A gaming commode. See, it's kind of an interesting situation here, right? Because he doesn't want to take the capital unless he has them all. So he's kind of running around right now and trying to stay alive with his units. There's more tanks coming. War Department is on the way. Okay, here you go. Here you go. So he's got his units in the water now. But he shift entered over here. There's actually a spot here now. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Where's... Go. What are you doing? Don't put the engine or the general there first. The problem is you still need artillery. And the artillery is way behind. Like, yeah. I don't think either of them have golden, right? It's about to be Congress. Oh, actually, Kree. Oh my god, they both have heroic. They both just went into heroic. They haven't made their dedications yet, but they should. 2 arms. Oh, if they went... I don't think they could do it in 3 tanks, though. Oh, man. If they made their dedications... Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong person. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, they've got it. 2 arms. Oh, dude. Well, they didn't do it in time. They didn't do it in time. In 15 seconds, we go to Congress. Most of you are right. Most of you got it right. The answer was no. It was just a little bit of a bridge too far. They had a shot, but the planes shut it down. If it wasn't for the planes, I think they get it. All players have their weapons and mass destruction set equal to the set. Oh, okay, just whatever. Marsh, me, and I go thumbs up. Please screen victory. Yeah. So, me, Marsh, me, thumbs up. Next, submit. Sphinx fans are in the chat begging for a victory screen. Begging for a victory screen here. It's all about the calculations. They split their favor up perfectly, by the way. And they actually have twice as much. They actually could do this easy. They should be able to do this easy. Yeah, because they actually, if they do this, because they can win 2 with the right amount of votes. Yeah, they've got their vote. They've spent their money. These guys need to hit next. 10 seconds. GG's. Yeah, they put enough votes here. They won this one probably. Yeah, they just split it up on two. It didn't go to a victory screen, unfortunately. Oh, there it is. There's the victory screen.
From the dust to which our civilization first rose, so too shall we return. As the light of our people fades to nothingness.
Oh, some of them already left.
We wonder
wow, what a game. What a finish. Absolutely insane.